Welcome to the Berean Remnant. I'm your host, Dr. Bernard Mauser, and today we're going to be discussing Chapter 1 of Economics in One Lesson. And this is part of our series on great books that were written. This is specifically related to the field of economics. So Chapter 1, Henry Hazlitt basically sets forth the main argument that he's going to sustain throughout the whole book. When you are a good economist, you basically look at the way a particular policy impacts all groups over the long term. Bad economists, on the other hand, only look at short-term consequences of a policy for a very select group. So we want to be good economists. We want to look at how are all groups affected by this particular economic policy, and how are they affected over the long term, not just the short term. So when people ignore this, especially those who are in government, you find them doing things like creating a harbor and an airport in Akutan, Alaska. They spent $104.5 million building these things, even though there are very few residents, less than 100 residents, no connecting roads. The harbor has no boats, no running water, no electricity. There's no airplanes actually at the airport. If you want to reach the airport, the only way you could do so if you're a citizen of Akutan is to take a hovercraft 6 miles to get to the airport. So $104.5 million being spent on building this airport and this harbor is a huge waste of taxpayer money. And people say, oh, look at the jobs this created. They look at these short-term effects of the few people who this employed in the business that got that money. What they neglect to look at is how that money would have been spent otherwise. How would all the citizens who you drained $104.5 million from spent their money creating new things? And just because these new things don't exist now because you spent them and wasted that money building a harbor and an airport, it doesn't mean that these are unimportant. You could have actually used your own money more productively to create other goods, other services, other businesses, and other things you actually need. So the main point here, look at the long run, not just the short run. Look at all groups, not just a few particular groups of those who benefit for any particular policy. I hope there's something here that can encourage you, Bereans, and that you use the insights of Mr. Hazlitt's great book.